Tá bom.
This meeting is being recorded.
Bom, aqui agora a gente vai fazer, né, um resumo do que a gente viu também, com alguns exemplos. Então, usando o Langchain, é possível a gente ter aqui opções de criar chats, né, de conversacionais, com prompts que a gente consegue ali adequar. Também é possível ter a questão da busca, né, semântica. A gente consegue ali fazer a parte de RAG também, que o professor explicou aqui na última aula. É possível fazer a classificação, né, de sentimento, humor, parte de intenção. Enfim, tem diversas aplicações com o Langchain que são viáveis de serem feitas. Na prática, eu já usei bastante também a parte de Langchain. Agora eu estou mais no LangGraph, mas no início, quando ainda não tinha, né, essa possibilidade, o Langchain ele foi realmente assim um framework que viabilizou diversas aplicações e soluções de IA generativa super mais simples de serem feitas, principalmente com a questão da gente poder fazer RAG, indexação de documentos, testar vários métodos. Então, é muito customizável, né, a parte de desenvolvimento dentro desse framework, seja com LangChain, LangGraph, é muito mais personalizável. Next. Bom, e aí aqui é só um resumo do que a gente conversou aqui nesses tópicos anteriores. Ele é um framework open source, né? Então é possível fazer o desenvolvimento, a gente consegue instalar, enfim, qualquer pessoa consegue utilizar. As ferramentas, né, do Langchain também são super simples de integrar com APIs, ou também banco de dados externos. Por exemplo, eu quero fazer um agente SQL que traduz a linguagem natural de uma pergunta em SQL e consulta o banco de dados, né, para trazer isso para uma área de negócios que não tem familiaridade com a parte técnica de criação ou consultas em SQL. Aqui também, né, ele oferece vários módulos, conforme o Ricardo comentou, então é super simples de combinar eles e de você criar soluções personalizadas que muitas vezes dependem muito da atividade. Aqui ele vai reduzir a complexidade de criação dessas aplicações, né, como chatbot. Se a gente quiser personalizar um chat específico para uma temática, ou colocar as funções que a gente precisa, as tools, as ferramentas também, então é super simples de integrar. E também é possível adicionar memória, né, de longo prazo no Langchain. Então, para que ele consiga ali, né, estar no chatbot, você consegue que ele tenha essa memória anterior para você estar interagindo com ele. Então, também é bem personalizável e tem vários parâmetros que são possíveis de serem utilizados. É isso.
Okay, and now I'll talk about the part that I have the part of using a Langchain for building an application, a simple application with LLM. In this part, I have built a simple LLM application using Langchain that, as we said, is a framework designed to streaming the development of application powered by large language models. In this case, we will focus on building an application that translates text from English to another language. And in this case is Italian. And how build a simple LML application with chat models and prompt templates using Langchain. As we've seen before, there are some advantages that they took, so as the simplicity to organize it. And then when the application is getting more complex, it's crucial to analyze and inspect each step of our chain. And we can do it using Langsmith, that, as we said before, is a tool used to increase in testing and analyze the workflow of our Langchain. So Langchain, we use Langchain to build and orchestrate LMMs. And the other part, we use Langsmith to inspect, monitor, and optimize what we have built before with the Langchain. So we will go to test and improving and try to understand which is the best configuration of our Langchain. There are four main steps. The first one is the setup, so install Langchain and Langsmith. Then we go to use large language models by itself. So without the using of prompt templates, we will just understand how to talk with the large language models directly. Then we go to use chat models and prompt templates. So instead of talk directly with the chat models, we will have like a part between us that will understand what we are saying and will say that to the chat models. And so we will have more parts put together. We will put together more complements. At the end, we will add Langsmith to debugging, observe which are, if there are problems, observe the start time, the latency, the token cost, and so tracing what we have done and try to improve to search the best configuration of our Langchain. The first step, there is the setup. So we install the required libraries, Langchain, Langsmith, and configure the environment. In particular, we will use API keys. We will insert them. In our example, I will use Gemini as a chat model. So we will use Gemini API key. And the system, through the API key, can authenticate and connect to the LLM. Then, so we will, using large language models by itself. In this case, we have used Gemini. So I will set a first part of code in which we will set Gemini, and we will say to Gemini to translate from English to in our case Italian, but it can be also their language, some words. And we will talk directly with the chat models without pass for the prompt models. And this is the most basic way to interact with an LLM. Then, after understand how to interact with LLMs, we will insert also prompt templates, just to organize what we want to say to the chat models without repeat every time all the process, but just to have a friendly view, simple to understand. And okay, so prompt templates are used for that for that. And finally, so the prompt templates have as input the returned as input what we are going to say. So they create the message, they send it to the chat models, and as return we have the output that is the answer of the chat model. Now we are going to, let's see the code. So I will okay, I will stop just a while just to.
Do we have to pray?
What?
Do we have to pray that it works?
No, it should work. Okay, now, yeah. It should. Okay, close it here and now. Okay, maybe you can see it a little. Maybe it's a little. Oh. Okay. Okay, now before there is we will restart it. Okay. Now we will restart with the first part, that is the setup, installing Langchain. Then we will install tools that we need to use Gemini. And so this is done, but this is the 19, so I have to run it again from 0. Okay. And then we have to install the others to use Gemini. Yeah. And then we will have to insert the API key to use Gemini. And so with this part of code, it will ask us here, enter API key for Google Gemini. And so now we will run it. Now, this time I'm not using Langsmith, just to show how it works without using Langsmith. Gemini API key is here. Okay, I insert. And so in this case, he asks only for the Gemini API key and not for the Langsmith one, because we are not connecting to Langsmith to understand, to see the process. So here there is the second part, and is the part when we are going, we talk directly with the chat models. So this is the message we say to the chat model. Okay, translate to the following from English to Italian. I put it here like Wednesday is a beautiful day, because today is Wednesday, also if it's raining, but and we see as a message a really long message, and the only part that we want to know is only that part there. So then we are going to insert the prompt template, because we want to see just the final message. So we will run them. In this case, we will use the chat prompt template, but there are also others. And at the end, so with the use of chat prompt template, we don't say directly to chat models, do this, but the prompt template will understand what we want to do, will talk to the chat models, and then return us the answer. In fact, the answer here is that one. But if I go to change here like is rainy is if I go to change here like that, the message will change and because this is separate from the part that we see before we were saying to the chat models, okay, do that, and now we pass through a prompt template, and so in fact we are going to analyze this message here. And in this case, we see only what we are interested into without see all the stuff that there were before. And so it's like putting together some parts. But now let's see again okay, maybe it's working. Yeah, okay. Now, if we want to add into our Langchain the use of the Langsmith, so we say that the Langsmith provides the tracing, debugging, and monitoring for all LLM execution. And so we will see after that we run all the code, we will see, we will go in a site and we will see all the stuff about the running, start time, latency, cost, and everything. And using that, we can improve our models. So now we will see how to modify the code. So I have to change it here. Okay, and I see here. And so now we will run again the code. Forward installation, and we will add this box, this part, this code that will connect our application to the Langsmith program. And so during the running of the code, it will analyze all the stuff about the time, about the cost, about the errors that it can make, and then we will see them. So it will ask us a API for Langsmith just to connect it, and so we will do that. Okay, then again with Gemini because I've done two of them. Okay. And now we have the same situation of before. So before I have used just the chat models, so just to show how it works, talking directly with the chat models. Like in this example, I put it there but we can put like when is okay, just to see. Okay, like that. And then with the use of prompt template. So like in this case, I have written today is going to rain, and doing that, we will see at the end in Italian the oggi pioverà, that is the translation of today is going to rain, and it gives us also other way to say oggi pioverà then. And so after doing that, with the using of Langsmith, we can go to the website of Langsmith, and here we will see all the analysis of our Langchain. So here in the name we see the type of code made. So we see chat Google generative chat prompt template in the case of the prompt templates. Chat Google generative in the case of when we talk directly to the chat models. Then we saw here the input, and in the output we saw the output. In fact, we can see that in the case of using prompt template, we see a type of output. In the other case, we see another type of output. Here in this column, we see if there is an error, like the first one was an error, this one, and in fact is red. And so is red if there is an error, and in case we see the error here in this column. If there is no error, is green, and we will not going to see anything. Then here we see the start time, so the start time of the analysis. And the latency. The latency is how long the model took to produce the answer, the response. Here in this other part of the website, we will see other stuff like run count is the number of counts. Total tokens is the tokens processed for each run. And here there is also a cost of the tokens that we have used. Median token is the medium number of tokens for each run used. Error rate is the percentage of failure run, and we have failed once, so that's why we have 9%. Then there is the percentage streaming, that is the percentage of run using through streaming mode. Then there is the first token. The first token is the time to receive the first token, and we have two, the P50 and P99. P50 means the average. P99 gives us the worst one.